The Parliament Joint Select Committee considering the sexual harassment bill zeroed in on the workplace when they met on Thursday. Places of employment are reportedly one of the most common locations where sexual harassment takes place. But as we hear in this report, the matter is not always clear-cut.
The Parliament Joint Select Committee examining the sexual harassment bill saw presentations from two stakeholders. First was from Douglas Siritan. He raised the concerns that the bill would be weaponized to be used as a revenge tool. There was also concerns about reputational damage arising from false complaints.
Section 31 of this Act seems to be a poor compromise that does not go anywhere far enough to prevent the weaponization of this Act. Section 31 deals with false accusations. It seemingly implies that after one's reputation is damaged and scarred or murdered, that the victim will then need to appeal to the tribunal, as indicated in the Act, or some court of law, to adjudge against the accusation levied against them, and then to get justice from the imposition of this fine.
Clause 39 is what is to be properly referred to, and not 31. It could be that at the time he was reading from an earlier version, but that is not so. And as it relates to false complaints, I'm looking on what was submitted to us prior to our sitting here. And the second point, with recent events in the global economy, we must take a duty of care to also protect people from false accusations and make it a criminal offense. And clause 39 addresses false complaints and says that where it is found that anybody who contravenes subsection 1, which speaks to the making of false complaint, commits an offense and is triable summarily in the parish court.
The HIV advocacy group Jamaica Network of Seropositives, Tajnali Shields, proposed some recommendations for the committee's consideration. She called for the expansion of the definition of harassment between co-workers.
In that same recommendation, if you look down at section 6.1, it leads it to where the person in charge of the institution becomes aware of the harassment. And we believe that that is too narrow. So aware of the harassment could be, take for instance, there's a situation where the harassment takes place every day in front of my employer, right? It takes place in front of my employer, and until I come forward and say to my employer, hi, this is what's going on, I have a problem with it, that is when action is taken. Now, it's not immediate action if that's what you're waiting on to take action. So when you become aware should not be when someone comes and makes a report to you. It should be, if you see this going on in your workplace, then you should take some action on it.
Hold on.
And
but hold on a minute. Isn't that heading into choppy waters? Very choppy waters.
So
hold on a minute. Keep your powder dry. I see you in the workplace every day. Keep your powder dry. I see you in the workplace every day. You appear to have a very good relationship with Billy. Right? There are days when you are there, him hold you by the hand, whatever. Are you going to say that I am aware? You could always deny it at a later date. You could say no. I believe that the point of awareness ought to be, you know what? And maybe it's not unwelcome too. So we have to ensure that we are careful with that.
There was, however, some caution from Justice Minister Delroy Chuck.
Human relationship is very complex. And to ask that the workplace be responsible for the sort of what you are really calling for paternalistic endeavors or social engineering at the workplace. It's a call that is extremely difficult, to ask the workplace to be responsible for that sort of human relationship and promoting it. They can do it informally, but to impose a burden on them would be almost impossible.
The committee will continue to meet in the future to examine the clauses of the bill and to take on board inputs from stakeholders. The sexual harassment bill was tabled in Parliament on July 9, 2019 by Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, Olivia Grange. The bill proposes to ensure an environment free of sexual harassment as well as mechanisms to deal with the issue. For the news on PBCJ, I'm Gabrielle Thompson.